everybody.
Hello.
Sarah, thrifting for the nest.
I'm Jonathan. I'm her husband.
My
Hello.
husband. So I wanted to have Jonathan do a YouTube video with me so you could all see my better half, my biggest support system, the guy behind the scenes, so to speak. So thanks for tuning in and checking us out. We had I want to say it was a busy weekend, but it wasn't a busy weekend really because my oldest kiddo was sick all weekend, which was a big bummer on top of all the snow and ice that we've had.
Mini man cold for sure.
Yeah. He's not a
Nope.
He's not a good sick person at all. Our youngest, it's like you barely know he's sick when he's sick, but our oldest makes sure that everybody knows how bad it really is. So, no, for real, poor guy. It's a bummer. He's got a cough that's pretty obnoxious to him, and hopefully he'll be on the upswing and back to school on Tuesday. So that is the hope. Unfortunately, I think I'm coming down with it, so I've started my homeopathic cold calm remedy to try to knock this out. I swear by that stuff. So I'm hoping it does its magic this time around, and that my youngest and my husband don't get it. So.
And I get to go to work tomorrow, so hopefully I don't get it.
Yeah, so tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so no school for the kids.
No shipping?
And no shipping. So
Yeah.
This weekend, sales have been pretty slow this weekend, and I've actually been pretty consistent in listing, so sometimes the market just does that. I was on the phone with my mom today, and she said that she had a pretty slow weekend too. That's not to say everybody on eBay had a slow weekend, but...
hopefully you were busy.
Yeah, hopefully you were busy, and hopefully we will be busy this week. So, because as of right now, I think I've got 14 items to ship, but no shipping tomorrow. So I've got a whole another day to see how big I can get that number. I did have a bunch of auctions close tonight. I'm trying to run auctions a few times a week at least, just sending stuff to auction that is old and stale on my shelves. I did not do much of that around the holidays just because I felt like people weren't going to be watching auctions as closely around the holidays. So now that we are well past that, I'm starting that back up again. So we'll see. We'll see. So, so today was one of those days where I stayed home with our sick kiddo while Jonathan took our youngest to church this morning, and then we switched off. I had a meeting at church this afternoon, and Jonathan had the kids. And then we actually, even though he was sick, we were like, we're going thrifting. So he was in better spirits by afternoon. Yeah. So even though he is still sick, it was just imperative we all get out of the house.
Absolutely.
So
for our own mental sanity of the day, for sure.
Do you like thrifting with me?
I do like thrifting with you.
Yeah?
It's fun.
Do you like going to the bins with me?
I'm not a fan of the bins.
Not a fan of the bins.
I've tried. I like the money that she finds at the bins, but I have a very hard time going to the bins for more than like 20 minutes. She can put in hours, and I just can't do it. So
yeah. So what do you like to do when you go to the retail stores? Like, what's your MO? What's your plan?
I like to go through the men's clothes first through my section because I like to shop for myself, and then see what other kind of cool things that you can find in between. Next thing I would say the coffee mugs. As you may have seen, Sarah has quite a collection of coffee mugs, so we always hit that little section up, and then anything in between. The kids love to go to the toys, so we try to make them hold out as long as possible in the clothing racks until we can make it to the toy section. And then, oftentimes they want to bring home something broken. It's a little bit of a talking them off the ledge a little bit with some of the treasures they find. But
you thrifting parents know exactly what we're talking about.
It's a struggle. We will not bring home anything broken.
Yeah.
As long as we can help it.
I got enough stuff in my house. I don't want a bunch of broken toys too. So, but we do bribe our kids. If there are cool things, we will buy them if they have good attitudes and good behavior in the store. So, but they
find some pretty cool stuff sometimes, though. I will have to say.
Yeah, and they're good sports. Yeah. I mean, they really are. I expect a lot out of them, and they're super good sports. So it's just our little bonus. So they do get lots. I mean, when toys are $2 or $3, it's like, yes, I will pay $2 or $3 to have my kid be patient for me. And I mean, we take them thrifting maybe like at most 3 times a month. Like
Yeah, it's not a
it's
ton.
not like a normal part of, I mean, I do most of our sourcing during the week when the kids are in school, but since Jonathan likes to
Mhm.
go and I like to go, and I like to go on Sundays because that's when our color tags go to 50%, like that's when they turn over 50%. So I always, like, if I can't go sourcing on a Sunday, I feel like I'm missing out on all the 50% stuff. So I like to, because I am so thrifty, I don't like to spend even Goodwill's normal prices on stuff. So anyway, we went today and we went later, and I could tell that it had been picked over.
A little bit.
This was my Goodwill that's usually full of amazing things, and today, I mean, I spent $86 today, so we got good stuff for
Yeah.
sure. Not a ton in the way of half off tags, but I'm pretty happy with what we did. So we're gonna do a small haul of our. How long do you think we spent there today? I wasn't even watching the clock.
Maybe a little over an hour.
Yeah, yeah. So just over an hour with the two of us, and we sourced differently. I didn't even go to the men's section. Jonathan pretty much did the men's section. I went to so I hit dresses first, and then I went over to women's like short sleeve knits, and then did sweaters and then long sleeve knits. So anyway, we'll go ahead and show you our finds, and you can and again, like normally most of my hauls are bin hauls, but this is a retail store. So my total on my receipt was $86.05. They don't tell me how many things I bought, so we'll just
I
have
can
to
count
see.
while you look.
Well, you don't have to count.
I
We'll
bought a
just
few
do
things
this.
for myself, of course, too. Like I
Yeah,
said.
we
So
can pass those up if we hit them. Okay, so the first item is Ted Baker London, and I paid $6.99 for this item. It's a cardigan, and it's like I love it because it's this long, kind of drapey cardigan with a floral bag. So Ted Baker London, I don't really find this brand very often, so I was excited. I didn't even pull comps just because I've sold their pieces before and have been really successful with it. So I won't even tell you at this point what I think I'm gonna get for it. I just know that I feel like it was worth the $7 to get it. Was this yours?
mine,
Okay.
little Tommy Bahama.
Well, Tommy Bahama. So this is We the Free, and you guys are pretty familiar, maybe, or maybe not, that you know this is a Free People brand. It's one of their lower end brands, and I've actually seen this before, and surprisingly I didn't buy it for $5 when I was there, but it was half off today. So I paid $2.50 for this piece, and I think I'll probably get around the $20 mark for it. Okay, this brand I think is getting more popular. So I'm starting to pick it up more often. The Valley Exchange talks about this brand quite a bit. Horny Toad, which is now Toad & Co. So it's a hoodie. And this one was also a half off tag. So I paid $4 for this. But I find that this stuff is selling faster and for a higher profit. Oh, I'm getting blurry again. Sorry, guys. It's selling faster and for higher dollars than it used to. So I'm happy paying up for Horny Toad or Toad & Co., where maybe even 6 months ago I would not have. So
Feels like a nicer quality too. I know we've seen this in older stuff. You can tell it's older. This one feels nice and new and fresh. So.
Yeah. All right. Then they like loaded me up with like the big trash bag for the rest. So let me break into this baby. Okay, so speaking of Horny Toad or Toad & Co., I picked up this in the dress section. This is marked as Toad & Co., but it's new with tags. And it's a dress, and I paid $7 for this dress. And it's just like a kind of a cotton blend athletic style dress. I feel like it gets blurry like when I don't know. Like because I'm making fast movements. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know, guys. You're getting used to my blurry camera now, right?
I found this one.
Jonathan
I'm
found this
excited
one.
about this
You can
one.
explain this one.
Barbour, Barbour. Let's see, something like that. I've never heard of it, but the quality just feels really, really nice when you pick it up off the rack. And it's a men's full zip pocket. It's kind of a slouchy grandpa sweater,
Is it
maybe,
wool?
but I think it's wool. Let me look at the tag.
It's a men's cardigan.
Yeah, it's like a men's cardigan.
I actually saw this brand. Yeah.
Lamb's wool.
Lamb's wool. I saw this brand on somebody's Instagram feed, and so when Jonathan said, "Hey, is this a good brand?" I said, "Yeah, I think I've seen that brand before." So, and then he looked up comps. What were comps looking at?
I didn't find too many of the sweaters. There were some full jackets that were in the hundreds, so maybe wool sweater.
But that's a new brand to me.
Yeah.
I've never seen it or picked it up, so I just recently
$7.99.
it, so.
We'll give it a try.
I probably paid too much for this, honestly. Jonathan picked this up. It's a Patagonia Capeline, and we paid $7 for it, but it's actually in really good condition. And I do find that these quarter zips, it's a men's piece. These quarter zips seem to go pretty consistently in that $30 range. I don't find that Patagonia, this stuff sells quite as well as it did a few years ago, but I mean, I know I'll make something on it.
Yeah.
It's the whole like, well, do I want to pay $7 for something that's going to sell for 30? I don't know. But the bottom line is I'm not going to lose money on it. So,
yeah, and it's in good condition.
Yeah.
It might not be the newest stuff, but it still has the label in the front, which is super important when people are paying for labels. They want to see and show what they're buying, what they're wearing.
Yeah. All right, so next piece is an Eileen Fisher. I usually find lots of Eileen Fisher there, but not today. I found just this one piece. There actually was another piece there, but it had the tag cut out with no size, and I just decided I didn't want to deal with it. But this was only $5, and it's a cardigan, and it's a petite small, which isn't a great size, but it'll sell for 30, 35 bucks. So I'm fine with that. All right, the next one, and this was another item that it makes me glad that I follow people in the Instagram community, is this Everlane brand. I'd never picked it up before, but I knew when I saw it, I said, okay, this is a brand I've seen on Instagram. So I quickly pulled comps to make sure that it was worth buying. It's a cotton cashmere blend hoodie or hooded sweater. It's a little bit faded with a few fuzzies in it, but I think I can still get 35 to 40 for it, and I paid $7 for it. You know, sometimes too, you just feel like thrifting, and so I don't know, as a reseller, when I go, I don't want to leave empty-handed. If I'm going to spend an hour someplace, I'm going to buy stuff that I know will sell. I try to go into the retail stores with the mindset of like, I want to buy stuff that's going to sell for 80 bucks and up. Like, ultimately, if I'm going to pay $8 for an item, I'm going to make 10 times what I paid. And that can happen. That can happen. But I mean, I also don't want to go and spend an hour there and only walk out with one item. So, I mean, yeah, my hour might or might not be better spent at the bins, but I like to switch it up a little bit. And when I'm going to the retail stores, I have a higher chance of picking up some of those bigger brands. So maybe I don't find those bigger brands, but I still want to come home with something.
Wouldn't you say there's a better opportunity, though, to drive people to your store by bringing in those better brands? Even if you're not making a ton of money on them, you're still at least getting some more traffic to your store.
Absolutely.
There's a benefit to that.
Absolutely, because people will come in maybe because they're looking for an Everlane piece, and then they say, oh, this person also has a ton of Nike that I could stock up on. I mean, that's, of course, what I want. I'm not saying that happens all the time, but ultimately, like, I want to be carrying these higher end brands in my store so that I'm attracting that kind of clientele that's going to be okay spending money with me.
Absolutely.
So, okay. This LL Bean, I mean, it's a hit or miss brand, but because of the style of this, it's like a Nordic pattern long sweater coat with like a faux Sherpa lining in the hood. And so
and the sleeves.
And yeah, in the cuffs. It does have some color bleed on the lining, like from red to pink, but I'm okay with that. I paid $8 for this. I did pull comps. I will sell any LL Bean in good condition that I find at the bins. Like I will buy it. But if I'm going to pay $8 for an LL Bean piece, I know it has to be a very specific audience that I'm going for. So the way that I pulled comps on this, and I always say don't pull comps by solds, pull comps by completeds. But in this case, I only pulled comps by solds. So I looked up LL Bean hooded sweater, and I only looked at solds because I wanted to make sure that this item was found in the solds and wanted to see what it was selling for. So sure enough, I found it right away in the solds, consistently selling for $30 to $40 plus shipping. I don't think I'll be able to fit this in a padded flat rate. I will try, but it's pretty thick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people were paying, including the shipping costs, people were paying $45 to $50 for this. So I knew that $8 was a good deal, that it was worth spending.
And hopefully it sells this season.
Right. Yeah, we are at the tail end, but it's not super Christmassy, so I feel like, well, with that Nordic pattern. Okay, so this has been a little bit of the talk of the reseller community lately. These '90s brands, all that jazz. This was half off, so it was marked for $8, and I paid $4 for it today. But the cool thing is it's new with tags. But this is definitely a '90s piece. It has an old Meyer and Frank tag. Yeah. And I know Meyer and Frank is regional, but think of like Macy's, kind of a department store. They're out of business now, but this is definitely a '90s dress. So absolutely. Like a lace.
Oh, show the back.
Long, yeah, like with the like lace up back. Cool. So I mean, I figured for $4, I posted on Instagram. I don't know if it was yesterday or this morning, but that I had sold that Starina, that velvet floral dress that I had in a haul video like a week ago. Sold that for $35 this morning, I think. Quick. So yeah, that '90s, and then everybody kind of chimed in and confirmed, like, yes, this is a popular style that's coming back. So I mean, it's not velvet, but it's that lace, that lacy, Phoebe from Friends look dress from the '90s. So I'm all about that. So
put some Doc Martens with it and rock the '90s.
So I'll probably, honestly, because it's new with tags, I'll probably put $50 on it.
Yeah.
And then accept reasonable best offers. So I will pick up just about any Nike tech at a reasonable price. It's not the butterfly hoodies that do so well for me, but it's just a standard hoodie. I think it's called I want to say it's called a tunnel hoodie. I'm not positive about that, but that Nike Tech label is something you want to, it doesn't say tech on it, but when you see that red block, that's their tech line.
And that's different from the sportswear line. Or is it part of the Nike Sportswear? Because Nike Sportswear is the red,
it's
right?
Different.
It is different.
Well, Nike Sportswear will say Nike Sportswear.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's just a hoodie. I kind of went back and forth about it because it's an extra small, but I went ahead and paid $8 for it anyways. I'm pretty sure that I'll at least get 35 to 40 for it. So I'm happy with that. I might have to just sit on it a little bit longer because of the size. That's yours. And then our last piece here, I found this just on the last rack, was a soft surroundings piece.
Yeah, money.
Yeah, soft, and it was half off.
Even better.
So I paid $350 for it. And it's a good popular style too. If you can see the hem on it, it's got the asymmetrical kind of a swing hem on it. And it is a size medium, so it's a decent size too. So I'm happy with that. I think I'll probably put about 35 on it. It is, I mean, it's worn. I can tell that it's worn, but it doesn't have any like holes or stains. So anyway, that's our small $86 haul. I don't like to go to retail stores super often, but sometimes you get the bug and you gotta go. I'll probably hit the bins a couple of times this week. Because I still have a good amount in my pile that I photographed to get through. I got through a good amount of it this weekend, but I've got more to do. And then I have a couple of totes of stuff that hasn't been photographed yet, but, I'm okay adding to that because it won't be a death pile. It'll just be a big money pile. as Nicole has rephrased it. So
Nice.
I'm happy with that. I'm going dark again. Hold on. Okay.
Right here.
Anyway, I think that's all that I wanted to say. Is there anything else you want to say? You want to talk about what it's like to be the husband of a reseller like me?
Well, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, she's making great money and being able to be at will of everything that it takes to take care of our kids, which is amazing. So, you husbands out there, support your wives. They are doing a great thing. They are making money for contributing. They're not having to work the normal schedule, and they're able to just be there for you and whatever you can do to support them. Like, I love personally being able to tell Sarah, hey, I'm home. Go take a couple hours to list. Let me take over the kids. And she loves that too. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. I'll go, Liz.
So we give and take. I mean, I do work a full 40-hour-a-week job, which is great. It provides the benefits that our family needs. I feel like we're able to give and take a lot with our relationship and the time that you do eBay, which this year, like Sarah has talked before, being able to, with both kids being in school full time, she's able to work her eBay business around whatever needs we've had, which has been amazing.
Yeah.
Like, my heart goes out for you single moms out there and all of you moms who work regular 40-hour work weeks. It's hard. It's hard to arrange everything that's needed to be able to keep up with kids in school. And in our case, not having school for multiple days because of the snow and ice and everything else.
Well,
like,
and I know a lot of parents
crazy.
that both parents work outside the home, and this last week has been really, really hard on their families because they haven't been able to line up childcare for these days that they weren't expecting. And just the fact that I have the flexibility to just be home. And the worst thing that happens is I don't get to list as much, but I get to actually enjoy that time with my kids. And sometimes I get a little bit one-tracked, so I was like, oh no, I can't list and I can't meet all my listing goals. But then I have to sit back and say, well, wait a minute though, I get this really special time with my kids to play in the snow, and we never have 8 inches of snow. So how about instead of sending them to somebody else, like, I get to enjoy that with them. So
and it's give and take, and you've made up for that in evenings and other times too.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Absolutely. So. And, and I think about all of the people out there who are working full-time jobs outside the homes and making a part-time income on eBay, whether or not it's because they're trying to get out of their current 9-to-5 situation, or if they're trying to just make a little bit of extra money. I mean, this is just our story. This is just our, like, how... everybody does eBay for a different reason, right? Like, this is my reason. This is why I'm doing this, because my other option would have been to go to a corporate job. So, anyway, I know I'm kind of yammering about that, but I'm pretty excited that I have the opportunity to still do what I love to do and be home to be just flexible and available for my kids. And it's not like this big stressful situation when my kids are sick or when there's multiple snow days in a row. So all right, anything else?
I don't know.
Is it?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'm sure Jonathan will be
pop in here and there.
Yeah. I don't know. We kind of, this was more like I for a few days I knew that I wanted him to be on one of my YouTube videos. But we didn't come in here with a script or anything. I just figured since we sourced together today, that would be a good day to introduce you to my main squeeze, and you could hear a little bit more about that. So anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section. So we will see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.